So, who's the biggest villain in New York baseball in recent history, Moose?
Yeah, Manny Ramirez to me was an absolute Yankee killer. I mean, think about this. I mean, in 203 games career-wise against the Yankees, he had 55 home runs and hit 165 RBIs and hit 322. I mean, not to mention what he did in the postseason. I understand the PED use and all. He was an unbelievable natural talent. He loved taking on the Yankees, whether it be at Fenway Park, whether it be in the Bronx. Absolutely destroyed them, beat quality starting pitching as well. When you're talking about Yankee killers, I mean, you think about David Ortiz, who's going to be going into the Hall of Fame. The guy that jumps to my forefront when I think about Yankees, Red Sox, Edgar Martinez, you can throw into the mix, is to me Manny Ramirez.
No question about his productivity against the Yankees. I chose someone from that era more for like villainy than production, and that was Pedro Martinez. Great pitcher, obviously, too. But what was so great and what was such great theater about the 2003 incident on the field where he ends up throwing aside Don Zimmer and him and Posada are yelling back and forth to each other on the bench, that was real. That wasn't some pro wrestling thing or some fan thing. That was true animosity between Pedro and the Yankees.
There's a lot of really good ones in New York. For me, I'm going to go personal experience, and it doesn't get any worse than Chase Utley, the epitome of which is that slide in 2015 in the playoffs. Reuben Tejada, obviously gets hurt there, and we needed him. He was actually playing so well at the time down the stretch of that season. But even before that, when he was a Philly, this guy destroyed the Mets, and obviously, he gave them a lot of issues. So Utley, huge villain for me.
Yeah, no question. Utley's a big one. And how about Roger Clemens, a guy who I still have beef with to this day for what he did back in 2000. I will never let that go. I would have voted for him for the Hall of Fame. But aside from that, I can't stand Clemens for what he did to Mike Piazza.